Welcome to my video on an interactive Python Tkinter project. So in this video, we will write a Python Tkinter program for library management system. Okay, and in this video, for program writing, we will use VS Code or Visual Studio Code. So first of all, you have to create a folder inside your system anywhere and with any name. Okay, and I have also some folders like this program files or prog files. So I want to save my Python file inside this prog files folder. So I will open it, and now I have to open VS Code. So I will click here, and then I will type cmd command to enter command prompt, and now you can see that this is our command prompt. And now I have to open VS Code. So here I will enter command code space dot to open VS Code, and now VS Code Studio is opened successfully. Okay, and now I will close existing files, and then I have to create a new file inside this prog files folder. So I will click here to create new files. So you can see this is prog files folder. Okay, and now I have to create a file inside this prog files folder. So I will click here, new file, and then I have to give a name to my program or file. So I will use library. Okay, and then .py. Now you can see that icon is allocated here by using this py extension. Okay, and now I will press enter key from my keyboard, and now I can write my Python program. And then I have to import tkinter. So here I will use import tkinter as as tk. Okay. So next I have to declare a class. So here I have to create with name class, and then I can use any name for class. So I will use library. Okay, or lib. Then I have to use parenthesis and then colon. Now I have to define a constructor, and then I will initialize that constructor. So I will define with keyword def and then underscore or double underscore. Okay, and then init or sorry initiate, and then double score and no parenthesis. Now I have to pass self and instance variable name. You can use any name, but I am using root. Okay, but you can use any other instead of root, and here I have to use a comma. So these self and roots are two parameters passed in this parenthesis, and now I will use colon, and next I have to initialize this root. So here self dot root, and then I will assign root. Okay, and now I have to create a tk window or root window that can be called main user interface window, and then I have to create or declare a object. So here I have to initialize root. Okay, so this is this root. Okay, and after it root, and then tk dot tk with capital T. So in this way we are creating a root window or main user interface window. Now I have to create an object. So here you can use any name for object, and then lib, and then I have to pass root as a parameter. Okay, and next I have to access main loop by using root. Okay, root dot main loop. This main loop will be used to handle all events. Okay, and next I have to declare a title for our program. So here I will use self dot root and then title. Okay, now I have to set a text value for title. So here I will use library management management system. Okay, so this is our title, and next I have to create two frames. Now I can save it, and then I want to execute it to display you output. Okay, so here you can see this is our output, and in fact this is user interface window, or you can say it as a root window. This is our library management system title, and this is the main user interface window. Now I have to create two frames inside this main window. So here first of all I have to create first frame. So here I will create with self dot, and now I have to declare a name for a variable that will contain frame value. Okay, so you can use any name. I will declare name frame 1. Okay, frame 1, and now I have to initialize it with tk dot frame. This frame is widget, that is a frame. Okay, so here I have to create it inside root window. So I will use self dot root. Okay. So in this way, this frame will be created inside our main user interface window, that is a root window. Next, I have to set its position self dot frame one. Okay. And then I have to set or call pack function or pack method. Okay, and now I have to set its position, like which is its size. It is it will be set at bottom, or at top, or at left side, or right side. So here I have to use side property. Okay, side property, and then tk dot top, I have to set it on the top of my main window. Okay, and next I have to create another frame that can frame 2, and you can use any other name. So I will copy it because the process will remain same, and then I will paste it. Now I have to just change the name of variable, like first was frame 1, and now I will replace it with frame 2. Okay, and then here I have to use frame 2 again, and now I will set its position on bottom. So here I will use bottom. So first frame will set on top, and then the second frame will set on bottom. Okay. So next I have to create some widgets inside these frames. So first of all I have to create a widget for label. So here I have to give a name. So self dot label one, or you can use book name. Okay, book. Okay, now I have to get I have to set a label for this book. So here I will use tk, tk dot label name is label. Okay, so this is label widget, and then I have to create it inside frame 1. So here I will use self dot frame 1, and then I have to set a text value by using text property. So text value is enter book name. Okay, or book, enter book, and now I have to set its position. So here I will use self dot book, and then I have to set grid layout. So here I will use grid, and then I have to set its position. So it will be set in first row. So here I will use row 0. It means that row is first, and then I have to set column of this widget. So column is also first, and then I have to set its padding along with y-axis. So here I will use pad y property, and then I will use padding 10. Okay. So next I have to use another widget to get input from user. So here I will use self dot and book in. Okay, you can use any other name, but I am using book in. It is easy to remember that we are getting value from user, and that will be assigned to this book in, or you can consider it as book input. Okay, and then book in, and now I have to create a widget, that is entry widget dot entry. Okay, entry. So it will be used to get value from user, and now I have to create it inside frame 1. So here I will use self dot frame 1 as a parameter, and then I have to set its position too. So I will copy it, okay, because it will remain same but a few changes. So I will copy it and then I will paste it next. And now I have to set it in first row but in second column. So here I will use column 1 and row 0. It means that its row will first row and column is second column. Okay, but padding is same. So this is first label to help the user that you have to enter the name of book, and other is entry widget that will be used to get value from user. Okay, so it is mistake, I have to use it. Okay, now I will copy it because process is same. I have to just make some changes, so I will copy it and then I will paste it on next line, and then I will make some changes, like here I will use uh, roll number instead of book. So here roll number, okay, and then I have to create it inside frame 1, but I will change its text value. Okay, so it will be used to help the user that you have to enter roll number of student. So here student roll number. Okay, so this is text value for second label widget, and then I have to set its position. I am using grid layout, but I have to set it in third column. Row is same, okay, but column is changed. But padding along with y-axis will remain same. Okay, and next I will change the name with roll number, and next I will use roll number instead of book. So here I will use roll number in, and then I have to get a value from user, and that will be assigned to this variable. Okay, and then I will use here again roll number in. Okay, roll number in, and I have a mistake, I have to use here book in. Okay, so in this way, we are declaring two labels. First is enter book and second is student roll number. Okay, and then I have to get uh, book name from user, and then I will assign that name inside this book in variable. Okay, and then I have to set its position, and I am setting it in first row and second column because I was setting position of this first label in column 1, and in the same way I have declared a second label that will contain student roll number, and then I have set its position by using grid layout. And next I am creating another variable that is roll number in, and it will contain value of roll number of student. Okay, and next I am setting its position by using grid layout. So next I have to create a button. So I will use self dot, and then you can use any name. I am using button. It is easy to remember. And then I have to create a button widget. So here I will use tk dot button. Okay. So this is button, and now I have to create it inside our first frame. So here I will use self dot frame 1 as a parameter, and next I have to use I have to set its position. So here I will use again self dot button. Okay, and then button dot grid. So I have to set it inside grid layout, and then I have to set its row. So here I will use row property, and now I will set it inside second row. Okay, so these all four widgets are in first row, but this button widget is in second row. And after it I have to set its column. So column should 1. You can use any other column like column, second column, third column, but I have to set it in first column. Okay. And next, I have to create a list box, but I will create that list box inside frame 2. So here I have to use self dot list. You can use any other name, and then I have to create widget that is tk dot list box. Okay, and now I have to create it inside frame 2. So here I will use self dot frame 2 as a parameter, and next I have to set its position by using self dot list dot grid. Okay, so here I will use grid, and then I have to set its row. So row should uh, first, and then column should first also. And now I have to set its padding along with x-axis. So here I will use pad x as 10. Okay, and then I will set its background color. So I will use bg or background property. So sorry, I have to use background property in first statement. So here I will use background as sky blue. You can use any other color, but I am using sky blue. Okay, and now I have to set its font size. So I will use font property. Okay, and then I have to change its style, that should Arial, and then I have to set its text size or font size, that should 14. And now I want to apply this font style to all widgets. So here I will paste it here, and now I will paste it here also, and next I will paste it here. So in this way we are applying it to all widgets. Okay, so font style is Arial, and uh, size is 14. And now I will save it, and then I will execute the program to see output. So but we have error, that column. So there I have not assigned value to this column. So column is first. Okay, now I should set width and height of this list box widget. So here I will use width, and then width should 80 characters, and then I will set height. So height should 30 lines. Okay, and then I will use comma. Now I will save it, and then I will execute the program to see output. And now you can see that this is our first label, enter book, and then input field, and then second column, sorry, label, and there is no input field after this student roll number label. And here this is our button, but we have not text value on this button. So what is the problem? But this is frame 2 that contains a list box. So this is list box with sky blue background. Now I want to see that what is the problem. Why is not second label is displaying? So sorry, second input field is not displaying. So I want to see the reason. And now I found the problem. So problem is here that I have to use here 2, okay, instead of 3, because this will set in first row and third column, and then here I am using column 1, but here I have to use 3, it means fourth column. Okay, so this was reason of not appearing of second input field. And next I have to set a text value for button. That's why there were not appearing any text value on our button. So here I have to apply uh, text property. Okay, so this is text, and now I have to set a text value for our button. So text value should search book, and then I will save it, and now I will execute it. And no, we have an error because we are not using a comma. Okay, so I will use comma. So here I have to use a comma to separate it, and then I will execute it once again. Now I hope it will be appeared as we assume. So you can see that this is our output. So this is first level, enter book, and then input field. Okay, that will contain a value for book, and then the second level is student roll number, and here I have to enter roll number of a student. Now this is our button with search book name, and this is our frame 2 that is containing list box with sky blue background. Okay, so here I have to enter name of book, then roll number of student. Then we have to compare name of book with our saved books or name of saved books, and then we have to compare entered name with registered name. Okay, then I will click this search button, and then a function will be called. Okay, now we have to define a function, and that will be called by clicking this search book button, and then output will be appeared inside this list box. Okay, so I will close it, and now I have to set a command property uh, inside this button. Okay, so here I will use command. So this is command property, and here I have to use a comma, and now I will call a function. So we will declare a function, but still I am calling function. So you can use any name. I will use self dot search. Okay, so name of function is search self dot search. So this function will be called when this search book button will be clicked. Now I have to define a function. So here I will use def keyword to define a function. So name of function is search. Okay. So name of function is search, and now I have to pass self as a parameter, and next I will use colon, and I will go on next line, and here I have to get a value from user, and then I will assign that user entered value inside a local variable. So here I will use b or book name. Okay, book name, and then I will assign it user entered value. So here I will use self dot. So we were using book in. Okay, so this is book in to get value from user, and then I will use get function to get value that was entered in this book in, and then it will be assigned to book name variable. So in the same way we have to get roll number of user or student, and then that roll number will be assigned to a local variable. So variable name should student roll number. Okay, so here I will use again self dot roll number in, and then dot get function. Okay, so in this way we are getting two values from user, and then we are assigning uh, those both of those two values inside this local variables. And next we have to compare these values with our saved or registered books and roll numbers. So first of all we have to register some student, and then we have to save some books. So here first I will create a list with name self dot book or books. Okay, and then this is list. So here I will use square brackets. Now I have to initialize this list. Okay, so on next line I have to use a dictionary. So we have to use this pair of curly braces. Now I have to create or define a key that will be associated with a book name. So here I have to define a key. So key is book, and I will associate a book name with this key. So book name is uh, computer. So first book is computer. Okay, and then I have to save another book. So I will use again key, that is book, and then I have to associate another book name, that can any name, but I will use physics. Okay, so in this way we are setting a book. So in first index, book is computer, and in second index, book is physics. And now I have to save another book. So here I will use again a curly braces, and then I will use again the same name of key, that is book. And now I will set a book on third index. So book name will math. Okay, so here I will use math, and now this is enough. And next I have to register some students. So here I will use another list, that is self.std. Okay, students. Now I have to create list. So this is list, and next I have to register some students. Now I will use again pair of curly braces, and now I will set a key, that is roll number. Okay, now I will associate a roll number in first index, that is 101. Okay, you can use any other roll number. And next I will use again this pair of curly braces, and then I will use again same key name, and then in second index I will set 102, and in third index I will use again this key name roll number, that is associated with roll numbers of student, and here I will set 103 on third index. Okay, so we are setting or saving three books in our library management system. You can add multiple books. Okay, and then I am trying to register three students. You can register multiple students. So these are two lists. Okay, now first of all we have to search a book from this list, that is books list. Okay, and next I will use a for loop to search one of the given books. Okay, so here I will use for, and then I will declare a variable, that is I. You can use any other character, and then I will use in keyword. Sorry, it should in the same column, and then I will use in keyword. And now I have to initialize I according to size of books list. Okay, so here I will use self dot books. Okay, so if size of this list is 3, then this for loop will be executed 3 times. Okay, so next I have to set a condition that if book found successfully, so here I will use that book name that contains a value that was entered from user, and then I will compare it with one of index that contains book's name. So here I will use I, and then name of key that is associated with book's name. So key was book. Okay, so in this way, we are trying to compare a book with every index of our list. If it will found in first iteration or in first index, then we will break the loop. Okay, so here I will use column. Now I should use or set a flag. So you can set a flag with any name. So I will use B font. Okay, I mean book font. Okay, and then I will set it false. So still it is false. And then I will create or set another flag, that is roll number font. Okay, sorry, here I should use F capital, and then here roll number font, and then I will set it also false. Okay, so in this way we have set two flags, one for book and second for roll number of student. Okay, so if book name is matched with any index of our list, then we will set this B font flag as true. Okay, so here I will change its value. So it will set true if book name is compared with any index. Okay, so next I will break the loop. I will break it because I do not need a next execution of this loop. Okay, so if book is compared or matched successfully, then B font will be true. Okay, now we will set a condition outside the body of for loop that if okay if B found is true, it means that book is available in our library management system or in our list books list. So here I will use check that this B name flag is true or false. So here I will check that if be found okay is true. So if we found that, it means that be found is true, so we will get roll number, sorry, we have gotten roll number of student. Now we will compare the roll number of student with our registered roll numbers. So here I will use for loop again, for, and here I will use j, and then this loop will be executed size of uh, student list. Okay, so here I will use self dot student. Okay, and then I will use semicolon. Now if the size of student list is 5, then for loop will be executed 5 times. Now I will set a condition that if the roll number, okay, name of variable was std roll number, okay, that contains uh, user entered roll number. Okay, if std roll number or user entered roll number is equal uh, with our saved uh, or one of our saved or registered roll number. So here I will use J. Okay, I have to use J instead of I, and then I will use here the key that is associated with roll number. So that was roll number. Okay, so if student entered roll number match with one of the saved or registered roll number, then we have to allocate a book to student. So here I will set flag true, that is rn found flag. Okay, so I will set it true. So now this flag is true, and then this is true, and now I will break this for loop again. Okay, and inside this I have to print a message that student with this roll number have allocated that book. So here I will uh, create or declare a variable allocate. Okay, you can use any other name instead of allocate, and now I will print or use a string, that is formatted string. So I will use F for formatted string. So this formatted string will contain both string and value of a variable. So here I will use that book. So here first of all I have to print name of book that is assigned to our variable, that is local variable book name. Okay, so here I will use name of variable, that is book name. So here I will select it. So this is variable that contains name of book. So in this way, by using this formatted string, we will print this book name, and then book name is allocated, okay, allocated to student. Now I have to print name of student that is assigned to this variable, that is student roll number. Okay, student roll number. So in this way, this is our output that uh, like name of book is English and roll number of student is 102. So English is allocated to student 102. Okay, so this allocate variable will contain this formatted string, and now we have to insert this formatted string inside our list box. So here I will use self dot list, and then I have to use method that is insert method, and now I have to insert it after existing line or string. So here I will use tk dot end. So it should print after existing uh, line or string. If any string does not exist already or before, then it will set or print in first line. Okay, so here I will use name of allocate, name of variable that is allocate. So if any string exists, so after existing line or string, this line or string will be printed. Okay, so next I have to set second condition that if roll number does not match. So if roll number does not match, then our flag is still false. So outside the body of this for loop, I have to set condition that if not rn found. Okay, so it means that rn found flag is still false. Then we have to display a error by using message box, or you can use print message using this list box. So we will use message box. So if we have to use the message box, then we have to import it. So here I will import it from Tkinter import message box. Okay, so from Tkinter we have to import this message box. Now we can use this message box. So here I will use this message box. So this is tk dot message, sorry, message box, and then we have to print error or show error. So here I will use show error, and now I have to set a title for this message box that is error. You can use any other value, and then I have to print a value to user. Okay, or print error for user. So this is invalid roll number. Okay, invalid roll number. This error will be printed uh, in a pop-up window if roll number is incorrect. Okay, so if roll number is correct, then this message will be printed. So this was these conditions was if the book is found. But what will happen if book does not match or we cannot find a specific book? Then this be found variable or flag is still false. Okay, it will true if book will found successfully, but it will remain false if book does not match with any index. So if it does not match with any index, then be found is still false. Now we have to set another condition. So out of this for loop, we have to set condition. So here I have to use if not book found or be found. Okay, be found. It means that be found flag is still false. Then we have to print a message that book is not available. So we can print it by using this message box, and we can print it by using list box. So here we will use list box self dot list, and then we will insert a value. Okay, so we have to insert after existing string. So here I will use tk end. Okay, and next I have to use here a variable name. So first I will declare a variable that not avail. Okay, not avail, and then I will use formatted string again, or you can use a simple string. So I will use here simple string. Okay, so here I will use book not found. Okay, so this message will be printed inside this list box. Okay, and I will use here not avail. Okay, that contains this string book not found, and now I will execute it. But first of all, I have to save it and then I will execute the program. And you can see this is our output. Now I will enter a book name. Okay, so first I will enter a valid book name. So here I will enter math and then I will enter a valid roll number or registered roll number. And then I will click here on search button. Now you can see that math is allocated to student 102. Okay, so now I want to search another book, but I have to remove this value myself. But I want to remove it automatically. So I will make another function and then I will call that function. So here I have to define a function here. Okay, so I will use def keyword and then I will use cl name for function and here I will pass self as a parameter and next I have to clear value from first input field. So here I will use self, okay, dot book in. This was our first input field, book in dot. Now we have to call delete function or method, and now we will delete from first character to last. Okay, so here I will use 0 and then second parameter, and second parameter is tk dot end. In this way, we will remove from first character to end. Okay, and next I have to clear a value from second input field. So name of second input field was roll number in. So this is second input field, and then I have to apply this delete method, and it will delete from first character to last. So here I will use tk end. Okay, and now I have to call this function here. Okay, so I will call here self dot cl. Okay, now I will copy this statement and I have to paste it uh, here also. When this error message will be printed, then I will clear it. Okay, so I will call it here, and if book is allocated for a student, then I have to clear it also. So in this way, we are using this or calling this clear function when book not found. Okay, then it will clear all input fields. And when roll number does not match, then this clear function will be called and all input field will be removed. Okay, or value of input fields will be removed. And if a book is successfully allocated to a student, and then we will remove all input fields, all values from input field. So I will save it and now I will execute my program again, and now I have to enter a book name. And so I will enter computer. Okay, computer, and next I will enter register roll number. So this is 101 and now I will search. So computer is allocated to student 101 and now you can see that values from these input fields are removed. Okay, so this is because of calling that clear function. So now I will enter uh, a valid book. So here I will enter physics. Okay, and then I will enter invalid roll number. So here I will enter 105 and this roll number was not registered. So I will click this search button again and now you can see this is a pop-up uh, or error window. Okay, so this is in fact a message box that shows us a error, invalid roll number. Okay, and now you can see that inputs from all these input fields are removed. Okay, now I will enter invalid book. Okay, so English is invalid, but we will enter a register roll number 102. So I will click this button again and now you can see this is output book not found. Now we can say that if book does not match, then roll number does not matter. Okay, because this roll number will be not compared if book is not available. Okay, but if book is available, then we will compare roll number of student with our registered roll numbers. So next, I will enter again a valid book name. So here I will enter math, and then I will enter roll number 103, and then I will click the search button. Now you can see that book is allocated to student 103. So this was all about library management system. So in this video, I tried to explain everything, that how can you create a library management system using Python Tkinter. I hope this video will be very helpful and easy to understand for you. If you like this video, please share with your friends. And if still you have not subscribed our YouTube channel, please subscribe our YouTube channel right now. Thank you.